All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just My Thoughts. So I came across this post on Reddit in the self-improvement category, and I thought it was very interesting, and the person has a good question, and I think I can help. So let's read it. How do you find a balance between pushing yourself but also maintaining healthy expectations? One thing I have long had trouble with in self-improvement is that I can be a bit all or nothing. I raise my expectations to an idealized version of myself and try to cut out everything that I feel doesn't fit that image because I perceive them as flaws and habits that only serve to set me back. But in the end, I seem to always return to them. Things like playing video games, eating unhealthy food, laying in, staying up late, sometimes being lazy, drinking alcohol, sometimes feeling a bit depressed, wasting time browsing the web or watching videos, sometimes not maintaining myself or my surroundings properly, wanting to break your own rule or plan, etc. I find it near impossible to find a balance between the side of me that wants to work on goals and develop a better life and the side of me that often really just wants to stay up, sometimes get drunk, play games, and eat junk food, etc. My behavior is that I'm either one or the other. I'll go through self-motivated phases where I work towards self-improvement and be very goal-oriented, and then I'll fall off the wagon and turn back into the lazy junk food person that just wants to play games, watch videos, and browse the web. How do I try to find balance and harmony between these opposing sides of myself, such that I am more consistent in my goals and personal development, and not constantly stopping and not making any progress? All right, take a seat on the justice couch. Let's dive in. This right here is something that I think a lot of people battle and suffer with, trying to stay consistent in their self-improvement process. And so I came up with 5 ideas, 5 helps, 5 secrets or whatever, but I'm exposing them so they'll no longer be secrets after today, that can actually help you to be consistent and continue on that journey towards self-improvement. But first, according to headline.com, it can take anywhere from 18 to 254 days. That's a big range right there. 18 to 254 days for a person to form a new habit, and an average of 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic, to where you're not thinking about it, it's just programmed into you. So up to 2 months plus for it to become automatic, but 18 to 254 days for it to become a new habit. So that's one thing to remember. There's no cookie cutter number that's going to work with every single person. Every one of us has our own way of thinking, our own behaviors that we want to work on, and some behaviors are harder to kick than others. So understand that first. All right. So now, what are the 5 tips that you can use to help improve your behavior and take on good habits? Number 1. Don't try to change everything all at once. That's very important. So this person mentioned drinking and staying up late, playing video games, being lazy, all these different things. That's a lot of different things. If you try to tackle all of those things all at once, you're going to fail. Sorry, there's no optimistic, euphemistic way to say that. You're going to fail if you're trying to tackle every single problem all at once. Okay, you lose your identity because these behaviors are part of your character. They're your habits. They are you. So if you're trying to change all of that, you're losing your identity and losing yourself all at once. It's overwhelming. You can't do it. So that's number 1. Don't try to tackle them all at the same time. Number 2, be focused. Okay, so tackle one habit at a time. So, hey, I'm drinking, all this. I'm going to focus on my drinking. I'm going to tackle that particular bad habit and I'm going to work on that. And when I see that I'm making that improvement, then I can start tackling another habit. So I'm being focused on this particular habit and getting it in check before I try to move on to all the other habits. So be focused. And then taper down while you're focusing on that bad habit. Don't try to go cold turkey. So if you like to drink, okay, I'm just going to stop drinking. I'm not going to drink ever again. Most times, anyone that's had an addiction, when you try to go cold turkey, you suffer from withdrawals and then you end up slipping back into that bad habit. So instead of, if I drink 6 beers, every time I go out or every time I'm at home, I'm downing 6 beers. So, okay, I'm going to taper down. So instead of 6, I'm going to cut myself off at 4. I'm still drinking, but I'm drinking less. And then I do that for, a couple weeks and see how that feels and then go from there. So you gradually taper down and cut down the amount of the time that you're spending in these activities. If you were going to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, instead of going to bed at 3 o'clock, all right, I'm going to try to go to bed at 1 or 2. So an hour or 2 earlier each night and do that for the whole month. And then, all right, so I stuck to going to bed at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Now I'm going to try to go to bed at 11, 12. So I'm gradually tapering down to get me to my goal time of going to bed. I'm gradually tapering down to get me to my goal amount of alcohol, or if you just want to quit completely. So do it in gradual steps. So focus on one particular issue and taper down. That's number 2. Number 3, find substitutions. Okay? Find substitutions for the things that you're doing. Instead of playing video games, go outside and play basketball. So there's another activity that you can use to occupy your time. But now instead of just sitting there on the couch, moving your thumbs, now you have your whole body involved and you're actually exercising and it's good for you and you're getting fresh air. So find a substitution for the bad behavior and replace it with a more productive, good behavior. If you're eating a lot of junk food, if you have a favorite fruit, replace the junk food with your favorite fruit. Eat something that you do like, but something that's a little healthier. I like strawberries. Pineapple is my favorite fruit. So I don't eat as much junk food as I used to as a kid. But if I had that issue, like, instead of eating a piece of candy, some gummies or whatever, some chips, let me eat some pineapple. I'm still going to enjoy it because that's my favorite fruit. So you want to make sure that you're replacing it with something that you enjoy. So eat a fruit instead of a piece of cake. Piece of cake, right? All right. Number 4, use technology to your advantage. We have cell phones, we have watches, we have computers, laptops, tablets, all these different technological pieces of equipment. Use them to your advantage. Set a timer, set an alarm, set a reminder. So, okay, I'm playing video games, but I used to play until my eyes just got tired and then I'd get that second win and keep playing. Now I'm going to set a timer. So I'm going to give myself 2 hours. I'm going to play for 2 hours and I'm just going to enjoy myself playing this video game. My timer goes off, I put the game away and I do something else. What I've done now, I've set a timer on my phone. So I have the timer set. So at this time, all right, my phone goes gray. So it tells me, hey, it's time for you to head to bed. And then I have an alarm. So I wake up at the same time each day. So that's something that I wanted to implement in my life, to be a little more regulated, a little more consistent in my my routine and my behavior, because your body is a machine. Your brain is a machine. So that consistency, then you'll find that, okay, instead of my alarm having to go off, that internal clock is telling me, hey, it's time to put the game away. Hey, it's time to go to bed. But in the beginning, when you're first getting into the habit and you're trying to establish that habit, set that alarm. Use the technology that you have. My videos for Just My Thoughts. I have an alarm. I have a calendar reminder. Hey, today's Tuesday. Today's Thursday. You have a video that you need to put together. Okay, so use the technology to your advantage. There's no excuses for, oh man, I forgot. How can you forget? Everyone's walking around with a phone. Everyone's, even smartwatches. Everything that goes on my phone comes on my watch. Boom, reminder. Oh yeah, I forgot. But I don't have to worry about it because I have a reminder. So use the technology. All right. Number 5, track your progress and celebrate your successes. Track your progress and celebrate your successes. You can use the calendar in Google. So I got my emails, so I have reminders. Use your calendar, so track, okay, this is what I'm going to do. You can create a spreadsheet and give yourself a breakdown on day 1. I'm going to do this, day 2. You can do all those things, but track that. Keep a calendar or a journal. You can do voice journal. All right, today is April 6th, 2021. This is what I did today. At the end of the day, you can recount the day, or at the beginning of the day, you can say, this is my plan for the day. And then at the end of the day, listen back to see, did you follow through on your plan? Have small celebrations for yourself. Every 10 days, every 15 days, halfway through the month, and then at the end of the month. But have measurable, consistent celebrations. So I did good. For the past 10 days, I went to bed at 1 o'clock. That's good. Awesome. Great. I'm going to watch a movie to celebrate. Oh, I didn't eat any junk food this week. I'm going to eat a piece of candy to celebrate. So you see those measurable, small little checkpoints. How am I doing? Was I able to keep up with my plan? And if you look back and do a review, okay, where did I fall off the horse? Where did I mess up? It was really hard for me to give up those 6 beers. So I'm going to have to really work on that. So what can I do to not be so tempted by the beers? Maybe I can not go out as much. I can add that behavior, or change that behavior to help me with this particular problem. So I don't need to go out to the clubs every 3 times a week. I'll just go twice. And then that way I can try to rein in that drinking. Okay. Oh man, I still can't seem to get off the video game when my timer goes off. Let me have a friend that's there to pull me away. Hey, can you call me at this time, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we go for a walk? So let your friend know your plan and see if they'll help you hold yourself accountable. So do a review of what you did the past 10 days, 15 days, and assess yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 or scale of 1 to 10. How well did you do? Where did you do well? And what areas do you need to improve? And just stay consistent with it. So by going back and again, 1 through 5, not trying to tackle everything all at once, being focused on one particular issue at a time and tapering down, finding substitutions for the bad behaviors, replacing them with good behaviors or good food, using the technology that you have to your advantage, and tracking your progress and celebrating your successes. This will enable you to stay consistent with your self-improvement. It gives you something to look forward to. It gives you a way to track your progress. And you'll see that over time, those behaviors become automatic. I hope that this video helps. That's just my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are regarding my 5 tips for improving your self-improvement and changing bad behaviors to good behaviors. So let me know some of the things that you are struggling with. And if you need additional information, advice regarding some more personal and intimate things, feel free to reach out. You can email me, do your life justice at gmail.com, or at justice41124@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. All right. So I appreciate you guys watching. Again, leave your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Share this with your friends, your family, and your colleagues. All right. Stay tuned for another video. Remember, whatever you do, do it justice.